Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to something that is not Chris Chan related. And yes, in case you're wondering right now, I am technically watching a DSP live right now because aside from the top 10 2020 moments, there are a few things I kind of wanted to discuss because I've watched in the last couple of weeks a number of DSPs live streams on YouTube, because there's something of a recurring theme throughout a lot of these. Now, I'm going to go over them very, very briefly, so it doesn't drag out, because I don't know exactly how long this is going to be. It depends whether or not Phil has anything he wants to say. And I should also point out, and I've only discussed this with one other person before who will go unnamed, the idea behind this is not at all to, demonize or to make Phil here look incredibly foolish. The only person who's going to be doing that is how Phil responds to it. So I just wanted to make that absolutely clear. Like I said, this is not meant to mock him. This is just meant to discuss and, well, just to see exactly what happens. Because consider this if you've ever seen the TV show Bar Rescue with John Taffer, consider this like a pre-stream podcast rescue, and imagine I'm a slightly younger John Taffer, or John Taffy is probably where I'm going in days to come. So, for those who know, so let's get started, shall we? So, this is Phil Burnell. He's 40 years of age. He has something of a reputation on the internet for being a very toxic and a very spoiled and obnoxious sort of video game streamer. He streamed on Twitch from I believe 2016 to 2021, when his partnership was removed because of vitriolic language, hateful slurs. And yes, I have seen the hateful slurs. There is a lot of credit and weight to those. So you might argue that Phil is kind of not necessarily the sort of person. And besides, the thing about the hateful slurs is a thing that goes back to when he was partnered with Machinima back in 2011 up to 2017, I believe. I want to make these, again, I'm just laying out the groundwork. Now, for those who have ever seen videos talking about Phil before, he usually has well, actually, first of all, I just want to point you guys to something very quickly. What he's been talking about for the last couple of minutes is about how apparently paid membership stuff doesn't seem to have been working on his channel. It seems to have been resolved once again. I'm not entirely sure how that didn't get a shout out for being a member. That sort of stuff could become vital, because bear in mind, to chat. To be a part of Phil's chats for his channel, you need to be subscribed for a whole 24 hours. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, to me, that is a killer right there. Even if I didn't know anything at all about Phil, even when I did streams a number of months back, I never had it where you had to be a member for 24 hours. That just drives more people away, because people want to get involved, people want to react. And there could be people who want to send donations, and that could be the only way you want to send a chat. And considering Phil's rather reckless handling of business finances in the last number of years, it's not particularly a good idea to alienate even more people than you do. You might also be remiss for seeing the fact that Phil has halved the tips goal from $100 to just $50 right here. Now that seems to suggest a few things. One, it's trying to make him take a lot of the heat away from the fact that Phil gets way more money than he ever lets on, and that he leeches a lot on his viewers and that, because he constantly cries poor, despite the fact, because of his own knowledge, he spends over 40,000 American dollars in microtransactions in a video game called WWE Champions, which he's done. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's closing in on $100,000 in the span of 3 years. Now, if you're like me, ladies and gentlemen, who says that's absolutely appalling behavior, you're right. I wish I had that amount of money to, move out of my house and, go and, make my living and, get an apartment somewhere in the city. It would be fun. It would be fantastic to do that stuff, and that's the sort of thing that quite a lot of other people would be able to have done. But no. So you would be forgiven and think. So don't judge me based on what you're probably going to be seeing throughout this. And about 10 minutes ago, he was talking about whether or not what's like the purpose of doing the WWE 2K22 streams, since the constantly goes forward between SmackDown and Raw. But I suppose for what it's worth, let's just check in. Let's see what a lot of these pre-stream podcasts do, because
2 hours long without me reacting to it. Okay? So it's a 2 hour long video that I have to respond to. And the last time that I did that was to the Rings of Redemption video.
Is this about the down the rabbit hole? Let's actually go back. Let's see where this first began.
Over 5 hours to react to. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay? As of now, okay. I'm going to schedule it for Saturday, June 4th. Okay? So if you do the math,
yeah. Okay,
all right,
sense.
That's 1 week from this Saturday. Okay? Fair enough? 1 week from this coming Saturday. And I'm going to do it exactly like I've done to other events, where it's going to be an all-day event. I'm actually going to leave myself with the entirety.
He's seen my videos then.
Why? You're like, Phil, you're reacting to one video. Why do you need all day long on a marathon event to do it? Because this video now, originally this video was around 90 minutes long, but adding in all of the corroborations, all of the frames of reference, and all the information that needs to be in it for it to make sense, the playtime is now 2 hours long without me reacting to it. Okay? So it's a 2 hour long video that I have to respond to.
Uh-huh.
And the last time that I did that was to the Rings of Redemption video.
Is that the...
His video was around 2 hours long. And that took me over 5 hours to react to. Okay? So I predict, especially with this particular video having things that have to do with me, and I'm going to be adding in so much information, this is likely going to take all day long to get through. Literally all day long. And depending on how that goes, may take even longer than that. So I'm going to make that entire day open. June 4th, Saturday. It's going to basically be pre-stream, ordering food for a Feasting with the King, react, take a break, have the meal, react until I'm exhausted. If we could finish it that day, great. But the thing is, if we're 5-6 hours into the damn thing and we're only an hour through the video, fuck this. I got, what am I going to do? So what I will also do is that weekend, I will also open up Sunday and make that time available. So if I need to have it spill over into another day, it will. Okay? I'm hoping it doesn't. What I'm hoping is that because the legwork has now been done to get all the frames of reference and all of the things into the video already, that this will be easy to do. You just press play, you watch, and it'll roll through, and then I could stop, comment, and it won't be something that'll take forever, okay? But I basically just... I want to do it justice, and I feel like if it drags out, it's not going to do it justice. When you have something like this that, by the way, I've said this over the years, and I'll say it again, it was probably one of the most hurtful things that's ever happened to me. It was completely unexpected that they were going to do it like that. But again, I don't want to jump the gun. We're going to talk about that when I react to the video. That's one of the main points that I'll be making from my perspective, is that this thing completely surprised the shit out of me, okay? But we'll talk about that when I react to the video. Why talk about it now? But anyway, yeah, I want to give it time, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. I don't want to rush through it. I don't want to miss any important points. I don't want to feel like I'm not doing it, because I waited 7 years. I waited 7 fucking years. Today, my life today in 2022 is so ridiculously
different. Right, okay, so I'm pretty sure he must be talking about the Down the Rabbit Hole video.
This video
because I couldn't think of anything else that would be around about that length, round about from that period ago. Yeah, okay, so that kind of makes sense. So, on one hand, I kind of like, it'd be interesting to see exactly how he manages to do it. The only other thing that I'm kind of like a little bit on the fence about why he would want to like do stuff like that is because, well, when it comes to like when he's going to be talking a lot about himself, what exact and I've seen certain like reactors react to people commenting about their lives and stuff like that. There could be a lot of room for in terms of like self-awareness, or there'll be a lot of things that'll be corrected on. I will find it very, very interesting to see exactly what Phil brings up, or when he does bad stuff, does he attempt to justify any of it? That's probably why you're never going to see him doing anything from the top 10 worst moments by Secret Limited. I highly doubt that's ever going to be the case. But now, let's actually move on to what this entire little project's all about. Now, what I'm going to do is that I am going to be a member. I am going to become a member of this channel. I am going to give him a small tip. I'm going to give him some info about whether or not it would be a good idea for me to like play some Mario Kart on the Switch, because I know he does own a Switch, and I'm pretty sure he maybe have like Mario Kart as well. Because I kind of wanted to try out the DLC, like the extension pack where you get all of like the classic tracks from the Game Boy all the way up to the DS version, and possibly from 7 as well. I only want to see exactly what his response to it is, because I know a lot of people have a lot of preemptive things, and they don't like a lot of things about Phil. However, what might be quite interesting is that this could be like a change of pace. It could be a nice little change. I mean, I don't hate Phil. I just want to get that clear. I do not hate Phil. I don't like the things he's done, but hate is... I've got a funny thing about hate. I don't really have like very strong emotions towards people I've never met in person. Somebody once said that you should only really hate people you know, like in person. And Phil, I'm pretty sure, you know what? I'm pretty sure when he's like off streaming at it, if you like talk to him every now, I'm pretty sure he might be a nice guy. I mean, he's married. His wife must see something in him that perhaps I'm not seeing. But you know what? I think, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person, and I'm going to give him, like, despite everything I know, there's a lot of things I wish I didn't know about that. Aside from being caught, doing the dirty before he realized the camera was on. So, let's put this plan into action. So, because I'm not going to... actually, I'll tell you what. Because I'm not going to dox myself,
a lot of people
I'm going to do it via my phone here. So I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to be a member. So let's see, how do we do this? I think it might be one of those things where... Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll have to do it separately. The one thing I don't like about this is the fact that you've got to like... drag a separate tab, open up YouTube again on the different thing. Alexa Bliss Life in Danger. What the hell happened? Oh, please don't tell me it's because Nia Jax is coming back. Yeah, I do follow WWE and every now and then, but again, I'm not, I like it, but I don't like it that much compared to Phil. Also, that whole Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out was I followed that for... I'm getting off topic. Let's just do this. Okay, so... standard supporter, $3.99 a month. Super supporter, $8.99 a month. Ultra supporter. So I'll just go through some of the things. $3.99 a month. Recurring payment, cancel anytime, creator may update perks. Loyalty badges next to your name, you get a bunch of crowns and a bunch of emotes. That's it. Super supporter. Recurring payment, cancel anytime, creator may update perks. Includes access to perks from previous levels. Membership shoutout. I will shout out you when you join as a member during a live stream. That seems to be the only perk. For £9 a month, that's the perk of being a member. Okay, so Ultra Supporter. Let's see what the ones for this one does. Bearing in mind, when I back in the day when I was following a lot of people on Twitch, it usually was only about $4.99 a month. That was about it. There wasn't anything ultra special, anything about that. But the fact that you have to pay almost double for that just to get a shout out when you become a member, that's well, let's keep going. Okay, Ultra Supporter. Member shout out. I will shout at you when you join as a member during a live stream. Member shout out. And more about perks. Join as a member during a live stream. Membership out from Super Supporter. So literally, you're paying double the amount of money for what is essentially no real difference. That is literally all you're getting from the Ultra Supporter. So there's absolutely no point in getting the Ultra Supporter if you're just being a Super Supporter. That, again, is like... That should be the beginning and end of it. So, here's what I'm going to do. Just for this month, I'm going to do the Ultra Supporter. I'm then going to give him a message. In fact, I might just do it without even tipping him at all, because when you think about it, tips goal, that should be about 18 quid into his 50 quid limit. So, let's see what happens. Let's do this. Okay, so we're doing it, guys.
I wanted to announce that this morning. Okay. All right. Outside of that, I have 3 news stories to cover today, so let's get into them. News story number 1. As you guys know, in June, Sony is going to be changing the PlayStation Plus program. In fact, in Asia, the changes have already taken place. What's happening is there's no more PS Plus and PS Now. They are merging the services to be one super service, and depending on the tier level that you subscribe to every month, you'll either
let's see what happens.
Games multiplayer, or you'll get some free games every month, or you'll get access to a certain catalog of games, or if you get a premium program, now you'll get access to a ton more games on top of that. Basically, it's this tiered system of content access. Okay?
Okay, so there we are. You can see it right there. Ultra Supporter. There we go.
I gotta open the window again. It's too hot in here.
Let's see. And he immediately gets up and leaves. That's a bit unfortunate, isn't it?
Well, when this new system or service, by the way, thank you, Raging Reality, for an Ultra membership. Thank you so much for the support.
Right, so hang on.
When this new system was announced,
Ultra.
Okay. What
okay, so let's see.
Some people thought.
Okay, so there you are. Well done for being an Ultra supporter. I get a thumbs up. That's it.
So what they did is
the chat is going pre-stream until today. Ultra, wow, Ultra member. Can we get the landscape on the stream for Q&A? Thanks for the support. However, if you could tip. Oh my. Troll that brings life to your streams. Thanks for the support. However, if you could tip Flo, please do. Okay, right. That's okay. That's kind of funny that they would do that. So let me think of. Okay, so let me think about it like this. Let's try and just. He seems like a big fan of Christian. Okay, right. So King Oaken, they. Okay, so someone. I think that's their moderator. He must have like gone to the channel or whatever. He seems like a big fan as well.
And bought a year, 2 year, 5 years. Someone actually bought.
I love how the fact that like a lot of the Ultra members is going like sound sketchy.
Plus, in the hopes that it would roll over to the new service.
A lot of the guys here immediately don't think about that.
Maybe
wow, that's a lot. Yeah. How exact? What's the whole point of like? Of going on to this and then immediately... This is like what happens as well when you like go for the Ultra support as well. You're met with hostility. You're met with people who immediately think, well, that's it. They immediately suspect you. So the raw rewards for the Ultra membership is that people will immediately suspect you and then they will go through your shit. That's apparently what they're trying to do. And that kind of also gives you an idea of what the sort of people of the 325 who watch this channel are about. So that's again very, very strange in my opinion. Is that imagine what that must do for a community. Why can't all of these just be like £5 for a membership and then that's it? There's nothing more to talk about because everybody pays the same and there's nothing like standouts. That's like bad because. Who on earth at that point, like, who wants to do that? Because that's a bad idea. And then Nightbot, their moderator, just goes, support this channel by becoming a member, get a highlighted name and chat, ignore slow mode, get emojis. Is that apparently, does that justify it? Like, does that justify, like, people, like, immediately going through my channel and, like, finding out exactly, like, just the sort of things I talk about. For like the fear of getting like... And immediately somebody comments on me for something. What's this? So this guy support Phil, no surprise. Right, okay, that's absolute. What a great idea. That's what the hell. Sadly, a nice dinner with the wife isn't so long term. Lol, destroyed. So yeah, exactly. If you are thinking about doing it, I mean, listen, that's like whatever. They immediately look to me and like, dude, that's like bad. That's like really, really bad. All I want to do is just like, just want to see how this works. And I want to, goodness knows what that would be like for anyone else who wants to like sub to DSP, because you become associated with that, and that's just the sort of shit that happens. So, okay, let me just try and do something right now, because I want to see how this works. So, let's see if I can get a word in with the king, as he were. Right, so let's...
People actually in Stream Chat are saying they did fix it today.
Let's see what they got to say.
Okay, so there you go. You don't have to pay for the years of service in one go. It didn't make any sense that was the case to begin with.
In fact, I'll tell you what, let's just do it in chat first.
So that's good, but a lot of people are up in arms about this. Oh, this is so anti-consumer that Sony would demand that we have to pay for their upgraded service. If I already have several years of PS Plus pre-purchased, right, then how dare they tell me I need to pay more money now? And it's like, but the service they're providing you isn't equivalent to the service you purchased. You understand that? Like, you didn't buy the PlayStation Plus membership. You bought the old PlayStation Plus membership, which is changing. This is the equivalent of if you... Here's where I feel people could make an argument. If you already own a PlayStation Plus membership and you already owned a PlayStation Now membership, you own both services separately pre-owned, and now they're forcing you to pay more money for the upgrade, then I can say, okay, I see your point. But that's not the case. These are people who basically just bought a PlayStation Plus base membership and want the free upgrade without having to pay for it. So the way I see it is Sony is doing this because they need to bring in new subscribers and have a new revenue stream. They realize that the PlayStation Now service does not bring in significant revenue for them. They want to get a big increase in revenue. How do you do that if people game the system and aren't paying for the new service, right? So I kind of understand that Sony, why they're doing it. Is it scummy?
Well, I was about to say something, but let's see what happens, because somebody is actually kind of like agreeing.
I think that's a more subjective answer. I can see it.
But then there's somebody at Nightbot again, that mod comes up with, post your questions for the next episode of Ask the King. Yeah, they'll get a chance. For a chance, they'll be answered. So not only, ladies and gentlemen, do you pay 18 quid for people to immediately suss you out, you might get a chance. Like, it's like a roll of the dice. That is apparently, that's what you get for your raging that sounds fire, but knowing Phil won't happen, W idea though. See, again, you know what, that's it. You immediately put forward exactly, and this is what I don't get about this, but let's go back to what Phil has to say. See, again, more source of income. You know what? If Phil wants to talk about income, you shouldn't be afraid to take away ideas from that. I mean, who knows? Technically, I could have been the biggest tipper of the night. So why would you want to ignore somebody like that? Why would you want to ignore a viewer like that? Somebody who just thought it was a pretty cool idea. So again, a chance to be. That's I don't like that. That's not something I would do. Sounds fire, but Philip won't gonna happen. I think John, but then why is John a supporter then as well if he knows this? Okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do it so I can try and get his attention. So
does it suck that people who tried to game the system and get ahead can't? Yes. Is it anti-consumer that Sony shuts those people down? Yes, it is. However, Sony is not making this as a consumer service. They're saying, hey, we're providing a service. If you want it, pay for it. We need the revenue stream. That's why we're doing it to begin with. Stop trying to rip us off. You see? Okay. That's number one.
Maybe he's just busy with these stories, but...
Number two, news story. We have a release date for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's October 28th, and the giant marketing blitz campaign has begun. Now they're advertising it everywhere, and it's funny because they're advertising the shit out of it, yet there's no gameplay. Like, it's not out yet. There's no beta. There's no alpha. They're just starting to announce it, and they really want people to buy it because, man, Vanguard didn't sell as well as they wanted it to, and they really need to come back from that. So it's October 28th. I will now add that to my release schedule here, so I know when it is. Okay.
Like that. Right. Okay. So buy and send. Let's see how we're doing now. Let's just see what he has to say.
I can't type on this fucking.
Mind you, again, somebody donated $2. I don't particularly think. I'm not holding out, but. Fucking hell, he's complaining about his thumbs. Right, he's not blaming. Okay, whatever, let's do it.
And whenever I try to type on a phone.
Okay, so $5 and.
Phone, which I can't get for a while. I'm waiting for the upgrade or whatever, but. When I get my next phone, I might get a bigger one. Because this thing, not that I want the bigger phone or the bigger.
Right, okay,
screen,
let's see.
I can't
Okay,
type
so
on the fucking thing with these goddamn Italian thumbs.
Let's see what happens.
But anyway, yeah. So Modern Warfare 2 is coming out in October. Am I playing it? I don't know. I'm going to do exactly what I did last year. I'm going to wait for a beta or an alpha or whatever it is to come out, probably in the summer. I'm going to play it and judge on that. I did not like Modern Warfare 1 a couple years ago. I thought it sucked ass. I bought it anyway, and I regretted buying it because it sucked ass.
Let's see what he got to say. Come on.
That game.
Come on, Phil.
So if it's the same, I might not get this
biggest spender in the room.
We'll
Let's see what you got.
Okay. The last story I'm covering today is a fucking weird one, but I think we all knew something like this was coming. It's regarding NFTs. Who out there knows who Seth Green is? I do. He's an actor from a lot of stuff in the 1990s and early 2000s.
Okay, you know what? I got a better idea. I'll give him 10 minutes because I've only got like an hour left of like footage of like space on my camera here. So let's see in 10 minutes. Does he acknowledge this at all in 10 minutes? So I'm putting the countdown on. So okay, 10 minutes.
Has been very popular, and he's gone on to do other things as well.
Or maybe if I could just get to this end of this box of cherries.
Okay.
Seth MacFarlane, yeah, I knew that.
Family Guy. We're talking about Seth Green. You guys are thinking Seth MacFarlane. I'm talking about Seth Green. You guys are getting it confused. Seth MacFarlane is Family Guy. He runs it. Seth Green is an actor and producer. Oh, Seth Green is the voice of Chris in Family Guy. Gotcha. Oh, people weren't saying he was responsible for Family Guy. People were saying he's a voice on Family Guy. Okay, I got confused. Yes, he is a voice on Family Guy as well. Okay. So anyway, the reason I'm talking about him today is because in the last year, NFTs have been a really hot topic all over the internet. And we've been talking about how NFTs are non-fungifuckable tokens or whatever the fuck it stands for, are pretty much a scam. It's supposed to be a piece of art or an in-game item, whatever the fuck it may be, something digital that has some kind of an ever-generating code that basically means that if you own that item, you're the only person with access to that ever-generating key or code that proves that you own it. Okay? So apparently Seth Green bought a bunch of NFTs and was actually going to make a television show based on NFTs. Now, some might say that's stupid, but I don't think that he's doing this as something super serious. Take a look at Robot Chicken, it's a comedy show. I think what he was doing is he was essentially trying to do the first of something and basically make fun of it. Like maybe in this show, he would literally make fun of NFTs constantly or something, right? Like I feel like that would have been what the show would have been, okay? So anyway, he had a bunch of NFTs he owned and he's actually making the show. The show's done. The show's ready to be released, and it was in production where they were planning on its release and how it was going to go on television and everything. He got scammed. Somehow someone scammed him, and no one really knows how. He just says it was a phishing scam. Someone stole his NFTs and listed them for resale on the internet, and someone bought one of them and now owns his NFT, even though technically because it was stolen through a phishing scam, this person doesn't own it. but they do because they have that code or that calculation that makes it unique and means that they really technically legally have it or control it. He has it. This person has it. So Seth Green starts posting a few days ago on the internet, just so you guys know, I was phished, and you knew that stories like this were going to come out, but I basically had all my NFTs stolen, and I need to get them back for the show, and I know who owns it, because he actually has the guy's Twitter handle and everything, and he's basically trying to make it a public case, because he's like, listen, here's the deal. We have the evidence that these things were stolen through a phishing scam. Anyone who resold them broke the law. If you bought it through that resale, you broke the law. Even if it was unbeknownst to everyone, you also broke the law. Now, not to say that you're going to be held legally accountable, but there's no way that in a court of law that they're going to say you own it. So there's one of two ways we can go about this. Either contact me and I'll pay you for my content back. Like he actually said, I will pay you to get my NFT back, even though I shouldn't have to legally do that. I understand this is a unique situation, and obviously I want you to be compensated fairly. I'll pay you for it to get it back so I can make my show. Or, if you choose not to do that, I will sue you. But I don't want to go through years of court suing someone and have my show held up for years and years because someone's phished me. Or a phishing scam or whatever. Okay? So essentially what we have is NFTs that really at their core are kind of money-making schemes and scams, right? That became another scam because of a phishing scam. So we have a scam based on a scam. Scamception. That should be what they call this thing, scamception. It's ridiculous. It's like, how the hell did it get to this level already? Like, most people hate NFTs.
Some people
don't
have
want to
more
talk about
sense.
them. We want to pretend like they don't exist. We've been ignoring them. And by the way, the NFT market crashed. There was a time last year when they were selling for top dollar, and then all of a sudden they went down to value, just like Bitcoin and other these digital currencies.
Shout-outs? Yeah.
Just like all of that just recently crashed. The same thing happened with the NFT market, where they're worth nearly nothing now. So the whole thing was a joke. The whole thing was so stupid. And the fact that this was a situation where Seth Green's like,
okay, so we've got 5 minutes to go.
What I have to do
absolutely nothing.
NFTs,
the most you get is thank you for joining us. And again, people are now going through my stuff. Okay, like, what the hell? And then somebody randomly comments on my channel that I'm a like a backtrack or white knight to DSP. That's what you get apparently for this. But let's crack on.
In my opinion, NFTs are money-making schemes. NFTs are a way for a company to milk you for more money because they didn't find a way to have a valuable revenue stream out of what they've already made, whatever product, whatever show, whatever game, whatever it may be. They didn't find a way to make it profitable.
Love the stream, Phil, but what's the perks of being a member? Good point.
But pretend
this guy immediately knows.
Like it's going to be a value added for them. Already we've had a case where it wasn't. Do you remember that
the message got
game
deleted
last year that had the case of the first NFTs, right, in them? And you know, Ubisoft came out and they were like, oh, buy these NFTs in the Splinter Cell game. They're going to be so valuable. And what's going to happen is over time, the value will rise to investment.
Right, so apparently, I don't know like what happened to that message.
Resell it. The game already
I don't know whether or not that just meant like
no more production on the game. The NFTs
are the money got like refunded, or whether or not they just delete the message and Phil's going to get the money anyway. But think about that. You could just give away money, or you could literally have them deleted. Just because you wanted to ask a question. Because I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning what was the point? What's the point to any of this? Let's see when it gets to the end of this stupid NFT story. Right, okay, here we go. Right, here it is.
Okay, it's time for shout-outs. So,
fuck yes.
Shout out to TX Shooter 50 who did a super chat saying, "Have you heard of a band Overkill? The vocalist is weird but still a great band. I have never heard of it."
Oh god.
That is Overkill? No. Thank you for the super chat. Tanya Raven did a super chat. Says, "Just play what you want and be happy as long as it's a great stream for you in chat. That's all that matters." Yes and no. It doesn't matter for the quality of stream and enjoyment. Yes. Does it matter for me making a living and paying my bills? No. Sorry. I really wish that was reality.
No, Phil, that's not how that works. It's one or the other.
And it's my business. If I just sit here and just play stuff that I like all day, and I never venture out and I never diversify and I never do things that people want to see me do, I won't make a living doing it. Right now, I would like nothing more than to do a
That's
second
all you
summer
do
of
anyway,
retro.
Phil. I've
Well,
seen
all
your
I
stuff.
do, I play Zelda, Mario, Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, maybe go back to the past of like Dreamcast or PS1 era, play games from there, some NES games, Ninja Gaiden, play classics, right? And what will happen is all my content will flop. I will not make enough to make a living anymore, and I will go out of business.
Didn't seem to bother you before, though, Phil.
That's just the reality of it, and there's not much I can do about that. That's that's what I do is I take on the responsibility of being a content creator as well as a business owner. I understand that I'm not always going to be able to do everything that I want to do 100% of the time. I have to work with you guys in order to make sure that what I'm doing is in line with what you want to see and that's something you'll support. I have to do that. It's about a balance and it's about variety,
what's this say?
right?
Surely
I
people
learned my
like the
lesson when I did the
streamer
Summer of
rather than the
Retro
game they
2013
play.
with
Well,
the backlash that I
again,
got.
that's kind of yes and no. It's just it's a multitude of things, so it's not as simple as that.
So now, can I play retro games? Yes, I'm playing Zelda right now, but I balance that with other stuff, so it's not all retro shit. You see, my mantra and my way of thinking has been since I became a full-time streamer. As long as I'm having fun and you're having fun and there's a good time to be had, then the support will come. Yes and no. I would say about 75 to 80% of the time that's true, but sometimes there's just stuff, we're all having a good time and there's no support or low support. And it's like, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm a crowd-funded individual. People have to willingly decide whether or not they feel that investing in a piece of content is worth their time and money, keeping it going. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing I can do about that. That's just the nature of the
Stop
beast.
scolding your fans, Phil. We know why that is,
as I
because
told
we
you
don't want
guys
to be
many times
associated
over the
with you
years,
because
I
of your
do that on
history.
purpose.
Come on, Phil. You know that.
A mix there, all right? And what I will say is, thank you to those who see when I truly am enjoying a project or having a good time with something and support it. Today with WWE, I've been a lifelong fan of wrestling. It's fun to play a wrestling game for me. It just genuinely is. Having fun with the names of the moves, slamming them with this special attack out of nowhere, reversal. Oh, God, here we go. I like that. It gets my adrenaline pumping. It gets me excited. Thanks for supporting WWE. I'm not making nothing on the YouTube videos that are getting claimed, but thank you for supporting the streams because it allows me to continue to enjoy what I love. I love Link to the Past, one of my favorite games of all time. Not going to bring in 1,000, 2,000 viewers on a stream, but thank you to those who are showing up and supporting it. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Shout out to Quad, who upped his membership for 2 months, said hi. Thank you, Quad. Shout out to Nightblade Gaming, who upped his membership for 11 months, says, I hope your family and you are okay. Have a good stream. Thank you. We are. Daz Christopher became a member this morning. Thank you, Daz Christopher. Swaggo Nito gifted those 5 memberships earlier. Congrats to those who got them. True Freeman became a standard supporter. Thank you for that. Raging Reality became an ultra supporter.
Right, here we go.
Thank you for that. Mango Jewel Pods did a super chat.
So I get 2 shout-outs.
I don't have time to go into that
That's
this morning. Raging Reality did a super chat. It's his first-time supporter. How do you feel about trying to play Mario Kart 8 plus DLC with viewers? I want to see what you thought about that. I don't know anything about that. I actually don't know when the DLC releases, if it even did. I don't own Mario Kart 8.
Oh, really?
On the Switch. I'll be honest with you. I don't really feel like rebuying it because I owned it on the Wii U. And I don't think that rebuying the game on the Switch makes sense when I already know what the game is. Nor do I feel like I want to rebuy the game just to play DLC maps. If it were a totally new Mario Kart, then I'd probably be way more for it. But honestly, I just see this a way for Nintendo to make a buck and extend the life of a game that essentially has been dead for many years. It's not like this is Mario Kart 9. This is Mario Kart 8 again. And it's kind of fucking annoying that they did that because I want a Mario Kart 9. So at this point, I don't think that I'll be actually spending any time or money on Mario Kart 8 again, just being honest.
Phil!
Okay, so now I'm just curious how many members we have, and then we'll get to tips.
My God.
Almost none, so that shouldn't take too long. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Okay. It's funny, even with my allergy medication, it's still kind of affecting me. 524.
Oh my god.
We're currently at 524.
Okay, well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. He just straight up said it right there. He immediately says that. Hang on, let's see if it continues or he just moves on to another question.
Okay. So tips. We start off with Slayer, who tipped $1.50 overnight, and says, he was trying to clarify something. I guess he had made a comment on a video.
Oh my god.
Regarding ethical advertisements, and the example he gave was a fact channel YouTuber does advertisements appropriately. Oh, okay. Here's the thing.
Oh god, what's he got now?
Me, all right? If you're going to advertise something in your content, fine. But do it in a way that's unintrusive. Do it in a way that doesn't negatively affect your content or spin your content in some kind of a dishonest manner. And don't do it too often. If you run a podcast and you have a 5-minute segment at the beginning of every single podcast where you run through ads. Oh, please.
Okay, well, just with that, Phil literally strikes me then as the sort of person who would literally like dump it at the very end of the stream. No fucks given. Slams on the accelerator, just saying, oh yeah, and by the way, chocolate oranges are available for Robinsons. There you go. Right, that's it. I'm done with that. So, okay, so let's go over 14 minutes we've been here. Let's go over what exactly we got from, if you were watching that. Okay, so let me think about this. First of all, Phil, you don't know what Overkill is. Shame on you. Phil, Overkill is one of my favourite bands of all time, and okay, well, you know, fair enough. You know, Thrash metal, but you know, I'm getting away from that. That's not important. Second, the Mario Kart 8 scene is dead, and he immediately says like it's the exact same game for the Wii U. It's not quite true. That's not quite true either, because there's lots of things. It was updated for the new system for the Nintendo Switch. It was done that for a reason. They updated things. They made things better, so it's a little bit more accessible to. And again, it's exactly what I thought it was. He immediately like dismisses the idea out of hand just because he says that the Nintendo. Did Phil really say that game was dead? Like, did Phil really say that? Phil, this is exactly why people will not come. This is exactly why people will not come back to this channel, because I want to go over this again. Oh God. You become an Ultra supporter for like £18 a month. Some people might need that money a little bit more the more you think about it. I mean, my room is pretty like full with books and all that. Trust me, the last thing this room needs is more paper, if you know what I mean. So, let's start it again. There are people who could do with that more than that money than I did. The most you get is like some brown crown beside your name, and your name gets highlighted in green, and you get like a shout out. You get a thumbs up, and it says thank you so much for joining. The perks do not reflect, or is in no way going to reflect, anything like harassment or anything like that. And I'm not calling somebody going into my videos and that saying that, yeah, this guy supports DSP. I'm not considering that like, you know, slander or, you know, harassment. I'm not going to at any point consider that. It's when people like immediately start like getting my phone number and then saying that they work for Apple, and they start saying that I've won an iPhone 13. That's when I like consider it like, you know, harassment, because they're just people who are after my money, and they're just people to get a rise out of me. That's the sort of shit I consider to be harassment. But again, it's the fact that Phil, that I've had nothing just nice but to say about Phil when I was like doing the messages and all that. I just wanted to see exactly like what exactly, you know, the thing was. And also I thought like, you know, he says about like business and like a pastime or hobby and that. It doesn't work like that, Phil. You've got to make it one or the other. You can't, if you want to make your pastime your job, then that's fine. It reflects a very lazy attitude, because imagine the sort of people who would be more than, and also Phil saying that, Mario Kart is dead when he wants to do like a retro summer or something like that, like playing games from like 20 plus years ago. Right, okay, there is a lot of irony in that. I'm not saying, of course, those sort of games are dead, but why is like maybe playing Ninja Gaiden 2 or the original Twisted Metal any better or any worse than playing Mario Kart 8 with a couple of people online, being chill, and just like having a good time? The whole point really is just to, because maybe I just want to have a good time and I just wanted to, see Phil like get a little bit excited about it. Because, to be fair, a lot of the things that Phil says and a lot of like the other pre-streams are pretty like new, pretty much just like that. They're like news coverage and stuff like that. That's apparently it. Okay. Somebody just say it in the chat as well. Mario Kart 8 is too old, but Skyrim is fine. Skyrim's older than Mario Kart 8. Can't wait for Mario 9, but not Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever. Yeah, and again, constantly having their moderator going, the best way to show your streams, you'll get a pop-up thank you message for 420 or more. Thanks in advance. That's it, apparently. That's all we got to show, Well, that's like entitled super chatter. Whatever. I don't know whether this is talking about me or not, but whatever. I just wanted to get his point of view, because apparently I'm just going to forget about the fact about whether or not they say I'm entitled or not. I'll leave that up to them, to be honest. Also, again, constantly having reminders like, you could be really supported by constantly supporting the stream. Constantly telling people to give you their money is not going to encourage people giving you money. Phil, come on now. Just, that's like, come on, really? I'm like at a loss for words, to be honest, because at no point does being a part of this seem like a good idea. Phil will just do what he wants to do. He'll say whatever he wants to say, no matter how detrimental or how it will affect people. And again, this is going back to a lot of the things he said in the past and the things he's done in the past. And he was just immediately like dismisses the idea out of hand of even wanting to try it. That's like... And again, when I gave him more money in the first 90 minutes of his stream, and you get like a thumbs up and saying, no, I'm not going to do that. And it wasn't even anything unreasonable either. This guy plays video games all day. You're really trying to tell me that it's like buying a copy for the Nintendo Switch and then buying maybe the DLC. You really think that's like, what, 80, 90 bucks? You really think that's going to break the bank for Phil? I mean, let's face it. You could save some of that money you're going to throw away into WWE Champions and then literally try and chill. And you know what? Maybe people will enjoy, playing like stuff like that. That's just what I want to think about, Phil. And constantly saying, companies are greedy in that is not exactly a good idea, because again, there could be just people who like it and just want to have fun, because it's not really about, like being politically correct. It's just sometimes it should just be about like having fun. And do you really think somebody who has fun by constantly saying no and having such a very like abrasive attitude and having, again, members of his chat constantly like circle out anybody who looks like they might actually be like unilaterally kind to someone, you really think that's the sort of community I want to be a part of? Well, let me just put it to you like this. Where is C Perks? Let's member for 0 days. Let's end that. Let's end that right now. End membership and perks. Sorry this didn't work out. I understand, but you know what? Phil absolutely knows. He knows what he's done. I could have been his one chance and blew it like that. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not here to discredit people, and I'm not here to like suddenly put words into Phil's mouth. Everything you saw Phil do, he did that to himself. That's got nothing to do with me. That's exactly what it's got to do with him. And you know what? Goodness knows what happens to anybody else who might have a suggestion like that, because you're just going to be taken for a ride. And I want nothing more to do with it. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Good luck, Phil. I think you're going to need it. Let us know exactly when the next bankruptcy hearing goes, because you will have to plea again. I can feel it in my bones. Good job, King.